Alright, welcome back, folks. We're in game number 2 of the best of 5 grand finals for this week's Celebi League. Gotta give some love to Hiwu for that big resub. Thank you as well to Niddenheim. Thank you guys both for coming back to support the channel. Rifkin, are you a vampire? Shut the fuck up! Oh my god, guys. I'll tell you what. I am not a vampire.
He's a wolf cop.
I hope not, because that looks so painful from what you described. Like. But I was gonna say, would a vampire? I mean, come on. Would a vampire say that he's not a vampire? It's like if you ask a cop if they're a cop, they obviously have to answer you. From my understanding, that's totally how that works. Yeah. Anyways, welcome back to the finals. It's game number 2. He's down at the moment, spawning the top left side of Terraform. We got our red Terran player, Byun, better known, or speak now, better. Oh, fuck it, your turn.
Oh. In the bottom right, as the blue Zerg, it's Losira.
I love this, by the way. Hiwu says Rifkin looks good with pant holders or whatever they're called.
Oh,
I mean, suspenders.
What do they call the garbage cans?
Garburators.
No, that's Canadians. No, we're talking
wheelie bin.
to our DM. Wheelie bins.
Wheelie bins.
So, that's what it is. So that's what we'll call it.
We recently learned how funny British people can be about these things. Anyways, they are called suspenders. I like the way they look, and they're a lot more comfortable than belts. But apparently that's making me a hipster vampire today.
Hipster vampire. What do you call a beanie?
I shouldn't feel ashamed about this. Like, you're Canadian shaming me right now. Can you check your privilege, please?
I'm just interested.
It's called a toque, okay? A toque.
Toque. Toucan.
Toque. Dookie.
Was that George? George of the Jungle.
George of the Jungle, yes! I was trying to remember what that's
Fraser was.
George of the Jungle, strong.
He had a nice body. That guy's such a mystery. He was such a good, broad-ranged actor with a really nice face and good body and funny, you know. And he just disappeared. He just went south.
Do you need a cold shower right now? Like, how's this going for you?
He really did play the perfect man in George of the Jungle. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he was pretty good. I actually, every time that episode of Scrubs gets brought up, even if it's in like jest and like sarcasm, yo, that episode made me cry. Like, oh my god.
What episode?
Oh my god, do you not know like the whole like? There's like this whole meme with do you know where you are right now? And it's got like Perry and JD. No, okay, dude, I'm gonna make you watch this. It's really sad, but basically Brendan Fraser dies.
Oh, okay.
But
I know. Spoilers.
The main character like refuses to accept it, so he sees him throughout the whole episode, and right up to the point where he walks to the funeral, then he realizes like what's happened. I don't know. It's like sad. It's like sad Fight Club.
You should talk about the amount of roaches coming across the field.
Should we?
This year's done this, I think, twice now. 2 different series. Or maybe it's the 3rd time. I don't remember, but it's a lot of roaches. He caught his opponent off guard because he's going for Hellbats. Here, it's just a basic build, but he's still caught off guard. There's no Marauder. The SCVs are pulled very quickly.
This is a classic problem that's in Heart of the Swarm right now, as well as Legacy, though. You either break the bunker or you break the SCVs. We don't see Losira doing particularly great focus fire, though, so it's taking him a long time to actually break the SCVs. This bunker should and might hold if he pulls a couple more.
He is losing a lot of SCVs. He has to pull from the main now if he wants to continue it.
So he's gonna drop
repair
a mule.
the fuel.
Yeah, that's not like a mana mule, guys. He needs to repair, as funny as this is. And he is gonna hold. So this isn't too bad. But he does lose a pretty significant amount of workers for this. In fact, 15 go down.
Probably worth. Save a couple of the roaches. They can become Ravagers. Continue breaking down that wall as well.
Oh!
Or break down that rock.
That's true. Jonks says, have you ever seen Rifkin and a vampire in the same room? Not if it's a room made of mirrors, dude. You can't even see a vampire's reflection. Don't you know anything? Jesus. I'm trying to, like, just... Okay. Hey, Hellions ready to the natural base. Looking for a bit of payback. Try to get an Evo Chamber down to block these. Oh, that was so sick if it went off. But looks like he'll pay back that roach damage here quite a bit, actually. Up to 9 workers killed with this quick run by.
Not bad, not bad. He's on 3cc. So really, Byun is looking quite good, unless Losira has a very strong follow-up. He got a lair, he got a third base, but I don't see a spire. He is getting Ling speed, but also Roach speed, so now I'm not sure what he's going to do. Roach, Baneling, Corruptor? Roach, Ling?
Roach Corruptor is a weird composition that I never thought would be good, but does work fairly well versus Terran. Early game, specifically. Falls off in that mid game, obviously. Okay, looks like he's gonna knock the rocks down. I mean, the thing with the Marauders is they will deal with the Roaches, which is really nice, but a large enough amount of Roaches is cheap enough to make to take on a Terran army of this size. There's really not going to be more than a couple medevacs with this.
Yeah. I have to imagine that eventually Losira does get a Spire, but he really has to worry about getting units on the ground before teching up. Or maybe not. Goes for a Hydralisk Den. So the Lings could just be the emergency reinforcements when he really is going to go Roach Hydra Lurker. Lurkers are cool. They did get their new sound, but it's not as loud as it should be. But they still have the major downside to just Roach Hydra in general. Same type of tactic against Lurkers than in Heart of the Swarm. Tanks and dropping. Getting them out of position.
I have to turn off chat, but I'm not going to be able to cast anything else today.
Ooh, Byun thinks he takes a good fight. Actually takes a really bad one. Nearly loses one medevac. Oh my god, 1 HP.
If that had actually gone down, that would have been pretty devastating. But he does get a drop off of the main simultaneously, but the Spore Crawler will keep this medevac back, so has to dive pretty far with the Marines to actually get any kills. In fact, barely gets any.
Well, very nice defense so far with very immobile units. Is he gonna go Lurker Dan? Is he gonna go Lurker Dan? I mean, the question is it worth getting it?
I would like to see a Lurker Den, but I also don't know that he's confident enough to use them, what with, again, Losira appearing to be fairly new to Legacy of the Void.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's unfortunate, too, because this would be, I think, the good time to use them. There aren't any tanks out right now. What?
Sorry, I'm just... Now Holy Moly's ganging up on me, dude.
Oh, I was like, what, what did I do?
Rifkin, you sure seem to know a lot about vampires for someone who's in a vampire. Why is this a thing? I don't get... I'm a little pale, I get it.
You made it a thing. You made it a thing.
I know, I'm fucking Streisand affecting the shit out of this. Like, god damn it. Oh, medevac goes down. That's a nice pick for Losira.
Losira is playing very well, and maybe in part because Byun didn't expect the composition? I don't know, but he's so far down in supply. Upgrades aren't even that good.
Sounds like something
attack.
a vampire would do.
Yeah.
I'm done. I gotta turn off chat. I can't. I just can't today. I'm falling apart. It's like
You are.
3.5 hours into the cast. We're bad at casting now, guys.
Oof. Oof. Those Widowmines, though. But
Yeah,
that is a good Roach Hydra army.
But the thing is, those Widowmines soften up the Roaches enough to tear through that defensive wall, or I guess that meat shield, however you want to look at it. He might actually be able to take on the Hydra soon enough. There's not a whole lot of Roaches left with a lot of health. But he just, he's got to back up, wait for that next round of protection. 11 Marines!
There aren't any medevacs either. You know, waiting for those 2 extra medevacs is actually very important. Need as much healing as possible going down here. Also pulling the SCVs in emergency. A drop goes in on the third of Losira. It looks like it's supposed to be cleaned up.
I don't know.
Especially if any reinforcements can get over there.
SCVs were pulled. They got to be pulled back, though, before he loses too many of these. Again, he's sort of cracked the hard outside. That shell that is the Roaches. Once he gets to the nougaty center of Hydralisk, this army starts falling apart very quickly. And it's just short on the Marines.
Yeah, the Roaches are back on the front lines. The big stem comes down. Losira still hasn't really cleaned up the drop of the third, but it's not doing too much damage. He could live with that, but I think what's worse is those upgrades for Byun are about to finish. And Losira was banking a lot on killing him.
Oh, yeah, like 10
before
seconds.
The game could go on any longer.
It's like 10 seconds to go, though. The question is, will these actually affect?
I can't do it. I don't think he can do it.
No. Doesn't look like it. And this is a situation where I do think Lurkers would have been great complementing this army, especially with the way this fight went, but didn't go for them. Reaching a little too far with his Roaches and Hydras. Now they're getting focus fired down by the Marauders. And who cares about the Roaches? It was the Hydras that were scary. GG. Byun will tie up the series 1-1.
Oh, Apollo, stop being a butt.
Okay.
You like chase baby in here. Mean. Mean. Oh, he's so cute though.
Alright, well, it's the loser's pick for those who aren't familiar with the format of the Alima League. Bridgehead was already played. We just saw Terraform. So this leaves Ruins of Saras, Orbital Shipyard, and Moonlight Madness.